Welcome back, guys. This is your host, Jalynn Jones with the Huddle, Women's Hoops Raw and Unfiltered. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Brin. She is a phenomenal basketball player. I had the chance to see her at the UpShot League showcase. She is a dog on the court, and I'm so excited to have her here on the podcast today. Brin, if you'd like, I'd like you to open up and just let the listeners know a little bit more about yourself and who you are.
What's up, everybody? Thank you, Jalynn, for having me on today. I really appreciate you. I'm so excited to be here. My name's Brin. I was just telling Jalynn that I'm a gym rat. So I love basketball. I love God, and I'm chasing my dreams to play professional basketball. And I got a lot of irons in the fire, some things I'm working on as far as content creation and just trying to get my, foot in the door and just praying for an open door, really. That's the theme this year. Open door, by the
Love
way.
that.
That's a word from God that a lot of people and people in my life, my family, have been hearing. So I'm really excited and just praying and just waiting. But yeah, I'm a hooper. I'm really ready to continue my journey. And whether, like I said, that's content creation or playing professional basketball, I'm working super hard in the gym every day, 2 times a day, getting it in,
Oh,
lifts,
yeah.
conditioning. Everybody knows, like, if they hear Brin Hultz around Quincy, they're like, yeah, she's in the gym working out right now, probably. So,
For
yep.
sure. I love that. I love your passion behind basketball. Again, seeing you at the UpShot League showcase, just when I walked in the gym, even with the warm ups and the full court things that you guys were doing, you were literally so zoned in. When I say like tunnel vision, you were so focused. So I can
Yeah.
only imagine if that was just like a showcase. I can imagine how you are locked in a game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For
Oh yeah, always locked in. Yeah, it is like that. It's just when you're obsessed with it, and you love the game, like nothing else, like everything else is just out the way, and
for
you're
sure.
there, you're ready. Like yeah, I came in there ready, so I'm glad you saw that and you noticed the energy. That I
Absolutely. And
really
if I
appreciate that.
noticed it, I know the coaches noticed it. So
Yeah, yep, that's
all good
right.
vibes, all that good stuff your way. I know, and I don't usually like to say I know, but with your walk with Christ and your purpose, somebody's gonna be calling you. I know that
Thank
for
you.
a
I
fact.
appreciate
You're
that.
of
Oh, thank
course.
you. That's right.
Yes. But let's just do a little pregame warm up. Just gonna be a
Okay.
little few questions before we head into quarter one, all right?
Okay.
So before we get into everything, how are you feeling heading into this next chapter of your basketball journey?
I'm feeling really excited. Whether, like I said, that's the UpShot League or professional basketball overseas or creating content. I was telling you a little bit off the podcast that I want to maybe start doing like 1v1s with guys or,
Yes.
making little clips and things like that. Because that's the new big thing. So if it's not me in a jersey on a team, it's going to be me in the gym cooking some guys and, having some fun. You know what? Whatever it's going to be, I'm excited for it. But like I said, I have a lot of ideas and things that I'm working out right now because I don't ever want to stop playing basketball.
For
So
sure.
I'm gonna make it work. But yeah, the UpShot League, overseas basketball, like those are right now. I'm really focusing in because I really want to get a couple years of pro basketball under my belt.
For sure. For sure. You're going to get there. I know you are. Now, this is a one question I was excited to ask you today. If you could describe your game in 3 words, what would it be?
I would say dynamic, energetic, and bold. I'm very bold.
I can see that.
But I'm sure you can tell, the
Oh
energy,
yeah.
the vibes, what you were saying. I mean, definitely, like so many people will comment on that. It's crazy because you don't really realize how many people like see that. Like when I'm in the game, sometimes I don't even remember some of the things that I say or do because I'm just so hyped up and
Yeah,
excited and just
for sure.
going. And but yeah, so energetic and dynamic. I mean, Synergy Sports calls me a dynamic shooting guard. So I'm not just
Love
a
that.
tall, post player, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I can shoot the three. I can drive to the rim. I can, hit the step back mid range. So I have a wide range of tools in my tool bag. So yeah,
I think I even seen you bring the ball up. You even
yep,
got that in your back pocket.
I do. I do. I got to be great. Like I said, like I might have to play against someone who's like 6'7", and
For
bring the guy
sure.
run point guard. So you got to be ready for it.
I
But
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think you just have
Thank
a
you.
complete like dog mentality. That's
Oh yeah.
literally what I like. That's what I get from your energy. Is literally dog
Thank you.
mentality.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh, I appreciate that. That's true.
of course. What's something people don't see about you behind the scenes?
I would say I'm I'm really authentic. Like I'm really myself, even if sometimes I can be a little cringy, sometimes I can be a little extra, but I would say one thing people don't see is like uh when I'm chilling or like laying in
Yeah.
bed, just eating a little popcorn and watching TV, like I can be really cool, calm, and collected too. So
Okay.
like I think a lot of my friends and people in basketball, coaches, see me like high energy, always ready to go, working out hard. But I have my downtime too, where I chill and just kind of mentally reset.
For
So
sure. That's needed. It's needed to have those moments of peace
it
and
is.
solitude where you can just I know you love
Mhm.
basketball so much and it's probably hard to get basketball out of your mind, but it's
Yeah.
important for like mentally just for you to have that space of just like, okay,
Yes.
woosah, peace, let
Mhm.
me
Yeah.
do things I
Yeah.
like to do, let me watch my favorite show. Like those are the important pieces of being an athlete that people don't see
Yes.
half the time. So I
No,
think that's
no.
really important.
Recovery, like I hit like last week. So before I went to the UpShot League tryout, I
Uh-huh.
hit the sauna, I did some red light therapy, I did a cold
Yeah.
plunge, which I still can't get over the
Woo!
but yeah, it's terrible. It's so bad. But afterwards it feels great. So
Yes,
I did some of that. But yeah, it's the little things, yeah, that you gotta do and working on, your mental and making sure that you're locked in, you're ready, like I say, nothing else matters but you going for what you want in life.
for sure. All right, well, those are our warm up questions. I think we're going to go right into quarter one. This quarter, we're just
Okay.
going to talk about the love for the game and your passion for the game. All right.
Okay. All right.
So let's start off with your love for the game. Where did that passion for basketball come from?
So, like I said, I told you a little bit about this off the air,
Uh
but
huh.
street ball. I played with guys growing up. I really fell in love with the game when I was like 14, 15. So I was a late bloomer. I always liked basketball, but I wasn't really obsessed with it until I saw like how much better I could get. Like I was always like a post player, and I was okay. I was tall, and I
Yeah.
liked it. I had fun. But when I started going out and playing with the guys and them showing me what a Euro step is or showing
Oh,
me
yeah.
like, moves Kobe does. Like I'm like, wow, like this is so fun. And I would just go and get my, butt whooped playing against
For
guys and
sure.
I got tired of it. So I got I was like, I gotta get better at this. So I just kept playing with them and met some really cool lifelong friends. And then I had a coach my sophomore year of high school who really just changed my entire life with basketball. I mean, he really opened my eyes to what hard work and consistency can do for you. Like he
Yeah.
told me, he's like, man, like, you're not a post player, you're a basketball player. So we're gonna be in here doing like dribbling drills, full court, all these things.
Yeah.
And he was obsessed with Michael Jordan, so he would show me
Oh,
a lot
man.
of Michael Jordan's moves and the fadeaway and everything, and like things that like you don't really get. Like he was such a great coach, and
Yeah.
he's actually coaching college basketball now. But it was like such a blessing, and he really helped me just boost that belief in myself. And
Yes.
then from there, I mean, I put the work in, and here I am now.
I
Going
love
trying to play
that.
pro basketball, and just been keeping at it.
I think it's important you said that you mentioned you play with the guys. Now, I haven't talked about this on my podcast yet, but I'm a former player. I didn't play in college, but I played in high school. And in the younger days of me getting introduced to basketball, like honestly, I started as a cheerleader and my
Mhm.
dad just like threw me in basketball.
Yeah,
And my brother was already playing and he was already developed, fundamentally sound, all that good stuff. So he would throw me out in the yard with my brother. He
yeah,
would pull the hoop out in the street and be like, "All right, go play one v one versus your brother." And I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh my.
"No, that's so
Yeah,
intimidating. Like I don't want to
yeah,
go get beat. I know he's gonna block my shot. I suck. Like this. It was not fun at all. But
yeah.
understanding and going back to the time, it's important to I do think it's important as a woman to sometimes play against men or
Yes,
girls playing against boys because it
mm,
builds confidence.
it
Even
does.
going in when you don't think you're going to be good or you're not going to win or
Yeah.
anything like that, you get
Mhm,
taught things that girls really don't get taught or women don't get taught
mhm.
being
Yep.
in the grassroots stage. So
Mhm.
it's really important, I think, that
It is.
for your game too, how
Yeah.
you started off playing against
Oh yeah.
guys, it
Yep.
really really helps at the end of the day.
It does. It definitely does.
Yes. So, what is it about basketball that made you fall in love with it and stay connected to it?
I would say honestly, learning new skills and learning new moves. I was just always like a sponge. Like I just always wanted to
Yeah.
learn more, more, and more. Like so being a late bloomer too is like, I think a lot of my teammates in high school, well, I know for sure they were a lot better than me, and they already knew, how to go between the legs, how to,
For
do
sure.
all things, just simple stuff like that. Like I was,
Yeah.
always just a big, post player, and so, learning new moves just kept me wanting to learn more and keep going and keep getting better. Like how always I'm like, okay, how much better can I get every single
Yeah.
day? That and then honestly, just the fact that I never want to put the basketball down, like, and realizing too, like I remember being, like a wrong with that, but doesn't ever play basketball again. Like I
Right.
can't imagine
Right.
that. That sounds like torture, like but I love it, and that's what I
Yeah.
want to do the rest of my life. So that's what makes me stay connected to it. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome because
Mhm.
once you really love something and when you're really connected and have passion, you're not just gonna
Yeah.
put it down just because
No.
it's like your senior year or whatever. No, you're gonna find a
Yeah.
way to keep going because
Yes.
you love it so
Find
much.
a way. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you ever realized that this was just more than a game to you?
I realized it was more than a game to me when I had teammates and people that, I didn't even really know watching me tell me like, you inspire me to work harder. Like
Wow.
I see you in the gym every morning. I see you getting shots up. I see you working your butt off like in the weight room. Like, and I didn't really realize how much of an impact I had. So I would say I realized like basketball is more than just, the game because
Yeah,
you're what you do on and off the court impacts lives. Like, it helps
definitely.
people. Even watching the game, like some people love watching their favorite player just to, help their mental and get their mind off of things during the day, like
For sure.
basketball is life changing, so
It
yeah,
definitely is. It's a healing thing too. I had
it
a
is.
guest on here, Amanda. She has a podcast
Mhm.
called Hoops and Healing, and I think it was so cool that she tied in how basketball is healing and healing is basketball. And I
Yes.
think real athletes and real people who are with the game really
Mhm.
understand that concept
Yep.
for sure.
Yep. I agree.
And last question of quarter one: what continues to fuel that passion today, especially during tough moments?
I would say, honestly, knowing that there's gonna be hard times, there's gonna be, roadblocks and things that get in your way. But what fuels my passion is just the challenges. I see a
Yeah,
challenge as the opportunity to grow. And I've got people, sometimes not really liking my game, like, oh,
for sure.
she shouldn't be, shooting threes like that, or, her shot looks kind of weird, or, like little things like that. I think sometimes I take that and I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna prove to you, like my shot might look funky, but it's going in, or like,
There we go. There we go. Buckets all day.
yeah, exactly. It's good to have challenges and naysayers and, the things like that. Like, I think that
For
just adds
sure.
fuel to the fire.
Definitely. Now, since we're on the topic of challenging, I
Yeah.
saw on your social media that you did the Caitlin Clark off-season
Mhm.
workout.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Yeah.
challenging was that?
It was it was fun. Like, it
Yeah,
was honestly not like I said, it wasn't too bad. Like, a lot of her workouts and things like that, like, I like to study her because honestly, I mean, we're both the same height, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We both do the side step back threes, can bring the ball up the court.
for
So
sure.
she's a player that I try to model my game after. So yeah, I mean, it was kinda like it was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Now there was a
Yeah.
move that I saw you do. It was like a floater off the left foot, was it?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was
Those ones, yeah.
how was that? You got that
I
down
was gonna
pack
say,
now?
I do. I got my float game's good, especially with the left. I got a good left hand
Yeah.
float, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that was the way that she was doing it was like because usually I would shoot. No, actually, she was doing floaters with her right foot
Was it the
down and
right
her
foot?
left.
Okay.
I think it was one of the ways that I usually don't do floaters. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna have to switch it up a little bit. But I got it down and I started hitting them. But yeah, the flow game is tough. Like if you either got it or you don't really.
For
Like I mean,
sure.
Yeah, like you can figure it out. How everybody does floaters differently. Some people kind of shove it up there. Some people like shoot, finish a little
Yep.
bit. But I mean, shoot, like I do remember that was a little tough, but not
The
too bad.
You got that one.
Yeah.
And then there was one, I'll have to send them to you. I was set up this is back at the UpShot League showcase. I was set up
Mhm.
right under the rim when they
Mhm.
broke off into like bigs and all that stuff when you guys were doing the spin moves and stuff under the basket.
Yeah.
I have a couple of them, excuse me,
Okay.
of you.
Oh, okay.
Really good angles, really good stuff. So I'll send them over to you. But
Thank you.
even in
Appreciate
that
that.
moment, your
Yeah.
fadeaway,
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
Oh,
Your
thank you.
fadeaways mean too. Oh my
Appreciate
gosh, you're just a well all around versatile player.
it.
Like,
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you so
of
much.
course,
Yeah,
of course.
the fadeaway, like you said, like coach I had taught me Michael Jordan, fadeaway, things like that. And I mean, a lot of that's one thing I will say that I've been working on is trying to draw contact, trying
For
to
sure.
get into it more because I think I've always been a little bit, timid with
Yeah.
contact. I don't really like getting hit, getting touched, but I've gotten a lot better at it. I literally have my training guys. We go 2, 3 times a week and just have them beat on me, beat me up, hit
Yes.
me, shove me. We got like a Ozu ball out on the court last week, and they were just
Yeah.
pushing me and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I got a good step back. I got a good something about it. Like you gotta practice shooting off balance, and that's one thing that
For sure.
I'll tell young athletes is that it's good to shoot off one foot, and find yourself in uncomfortable positions because you're not always
Yeah.
gonna just have a set shot. You want to be able to
Exactly.
move and shoot. So yeah,
That was perfect. I loved how you just put that together because it is important. Not you don't
yep,
always have to shoot the regular
yep,
standard traditional way. Not
yep,
being fancy with it, but yeah, learn how to
yeah,
do a step back off one foot.
yep.
Don't be
That's
afraid to
right.
get the contact. Get the and one. I
Yes, get
love
the
hearing
and
that all the
one.
time.
Yes,
I
so
love
it's
that.
so fun. We love and ones.
Yes. But going into quarter two, we're going to talk about health, athleticism, and work ethic in this quarter. You mentioned your dedication to health and athleticism. What does that look like in your everyday life routine?
Um, Honestly, this is a huge one for me is my health and my diet. Um, a few years ago, I'd say about 2021, I lost 30 pounds, and I lost that weight from working out, harder, doing runs, sprints, conditioning. But the main thing I saw, like the weight just came off, was my diet. Like I thought I could hoop and go to Buffalo Wild Wings after. No, like you can't do that. Like
Yeah.
I had to lock in and fix my diet because I was, just kind of slacking on it. And so now every meal that I make is home cooked. I do a lot of like healthy lean meats like salmon, chicken, steak,
Okay.
and all the good stuff. But yeah, and I mean 2 times a day, like I'm lifting and working out. Like this morning, I got my workout in, did some leg day, and then later on did a 3 mile run. So I'm
Okay.
getting it in. But,
Although,
yep.
how your legs feeling at this point?
Oh, they're dead. I'm
Oh
so
my
glad I'm putting
gosh.
down. No, they're dead. They're fine. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
gosh.
Yeah.
After you said leg day and then a 3 mile run, I'm like, oh my gosh, her legs
Yeah.
probably feel like jello right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. They do. But this is a long distance day, so I got it
For
in.
sure. For sure. They might
Yep.
feel like jello, but I'm pretty sure your legs are like steel, like real
Yeah,
muscle going on.
they're used to it. They're used to it
Oh
now. Like,
yeah.
and I take my rest days. Like, every Sunday's my rest day. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll throw in a little midweek like recovery session and things
Okay.
like that because I had to really learn like you got to rest, you got to recover because I'm always just go go go. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, legs are fried, but they've been worse. So,
For sure. For
yeah.
sure. What are some habits or disciplines you've had to build to stay physically and mentally prepared?
I would say like it's like just keeping my diet clean, physically. I love ice cream. I'm not gonna lie, like
Yeah.
I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth so bad, so staying away from that, finding ways to make healthy ice cream, get some
For
Greek
sure.
yogurt, get a little what's it called? It's called like Halo Top. You can find it in the
Yeah.
health section at like IB, like it's good. So little things like that, and then mentally staying in the Word of God, reading the Bible,
For sure.
and I know we'll talk about faith later, but that's one thing that helps me just stay calm and focus and knowing that God's in control of everything. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, And also working out too and pushing yourself to the max helps your mental. It helps you become
Oh yeah.
mentally stronger, and just builds those calluses in your brain.
Yes, 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 yes. I love the way you took your passion and your love for basketball, and even back in college when you're like on my senior year, like I don't want to put the ball down, I'm going to find a
Yeah.
way to continue to
Mhm.
do this, and I'm going to change my life, my eating habits. I'm not going to feed my sweet tooth when I want it. It's so important to have that discipline as an athlete,
Yeah.
and just in life in general. It's good to have discipline, but I
It
think
is.
that's a solid foundation to being a really good athlete, is having discipline.
Yep. Yep. It is facts.
Yes. What does it really take to be a pro that people on the outside might not understand?
Everything we just talked about, really having the discipline to stay focused on your goal, avoiding what the world calls normal, which
There you
is
go.
going
There you
out
go.
and partying, social life, drinking alcohol, eating, like fast food, and it's
Yeah.
hard, like, when you have a lot of friends that are like, come on, let's go, like, and you want to hang out with your friends, but
Yeah.
you know it's sometimes you just you can't go along with the in crowd. And I mean,
There you
that's
go.
really like one big theme that I've had throughout my life is not being a part of the in crowd and having to sacrifice relationships and time with friends and being feeling
Yes.
like I'm fitting in. I was kind of the loner, like kind of stuck to myself,
For
focused on
sure.
basketball, worked out too much, kind of, weird in other people's eyes, but I knew the vision, and I stayed true
There
to
you
it.
go. Oh my gosh, you literally, I was just going to say the same thing. You had a vision, even
Yeah.
at a young age, even when your friends wanted you to hang out. Even your
Mhm.
discipline back then, just as a
Mhm.
testament to show what type of athlete that you are. When you say something, you mean it.
Mhm.
So kudos to you, honestly,
Thank
for
you.
sticking in there, even when
Yep.
times got hard, even when you probably wanted to hang out and you chose not to, and just the sacrifices that you made to get
Yeah.
to here. Huge
Yeah.
kudos to
Sleep is a
you.
big one too, because
Oh
I
yes.
love to stay
Ooh.
on my phone, TikTok or calling friends, but man, I
Yes.
got to go to bed like 9 o'clock, like grandma
Yeah.
time, like you know.
Hey, but that's important too. Sleep is
Yeah,
important.
it
Even
is.
though people have FOMO, fear of missing out, and think they're gonna miss
Right.
something on the
You're
scroll.
gonna.
No, it's okay. Put the phone down. Like, and I'm preaching to myself now because
Yeah.
I can stay up a long time just scrolling. Like,
Me too.
no, go to
Yeah, you
bed.
gotta
Go to bed.
lock in, go to bed. Yeah, I have to take my phone and just put it, like, at the end of my bed, and sometimes I just gotta turn it off, like, just get it away.
Period. You know what? I
Yeah.
might have to do that. Just turn the
Do it.
phone off
Try it out.
completely.
Try it out.
Yes. And lastly, in quarter two, what sacrifices have you had to make to maintain that level of discipline?
I sacrifice a lot of time with my family,
Oh yeah.
my
Oh yeah.
friends, and just, I love playing video games and, doing other things. I have a lot of other interests. Like, I really, like I said, like I like playing video games, things like that.
Right.
And I can't do that. It's just, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm wasting time,
For
so
sure.
I'm big on, you know, prioritizing what's important, and, making sure that I'm ready to play pro basketball. I'm
Oh
ready
yeah.
for whatever opportunities come, but yeah, I say that's one thing. It's just like I had to sacrifice that, and also the social life and feeling a part of the in crowd, or being closer to teammates, because
For
sometimes
sure.
it's hard, in the college world to just go to your room and just kind of be a hermit,
Yeah.
because everybody else is doing things that are keeping you up late, or
There you
you're
go.
eating things that like if I know that there's gonna be like some fire food somewhere and that's where everybody's going, like and I know that I can't control myself around it, I'm not gonna go, you know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
So it's just like had to sacrifice some of those times, which kind of, was hard, but I also I'm glad and I'm proud of myself that I was able to, and I'm glad that God helped me stay focused on the vision, like what we were saying
Yes.
earlier.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love the type of person and the athlete that you are, because a lot of times, and I'm not going to discredit any other athlete or any other person who works hard on their game and who are
Yeah.
disciplined as well, but just knowing how hard life can be sometimes when it comes
Oh yeah.
to I don't want to say temptations, but just
Mhm.
choices in general. And
Yep.
either you have a strong mentality to get past it, or some people cave. And I just think
Yep.
that you have such a strong mentality that no matter
Yep.
what temptation, no matter what trials or tribulations or anything comes in your way, you're never going to let that dictate you from your vision. And that's why I'm like, I love the athlete that you are, because like
You're
nothing or
awesome.
no one is going to knock you off of this basketball. So
That's true.
kudos.
I appreciate you. Thank you
Yes.
so
Shout out
much.
to
That
you.
means a lot to me. Oh,
Of course. And then going into quarter three, we're going to talk about your basketball journey, the past, the present, and then what the future looks like for you. All right.
okay.
Starting with your past, what experience helped you shape into the player that you are today?
Would say being told that I'm not just a post player. Like the coach that I had, I was telling you about, that really believed in me and helped me a lot in high school. He told me to my face, like he's like, Bryn, like you're not a post player, like you're a basketball player. So learn how to do, combo moves, learn how to drive to the rim, learn how to shoot the three. And I think that's one thing that was like a defining moment, I guess you could say, in my basketball, career. And then another thing was that later on, I had a college coach who actually would tell me, "Why are you doing combo moves all the time? Like you're in the gym spending too much time working on the same
Yeah,
moves." And but that's like uh, how I get better.
for
I'm not the
sure.
type to just go in for 30 minutes and just do a couple different moves and then leave. Like I'm there
Yeah.
for 2 hours, 3 hours trying to perfect the move. Because
Yes.
anyone who knows basketball knows like you have to get tons of reps up with something. And
Absolutely.
I shot 55% the next season actually at college from the three,
Good
and my mid range
stuff.
game was on point. So I worked on that and worked on combo moves and honestly, just not letting anyone put you in a box. I think that's a one thing that I've had
That's
um,
huge.
people try to do to me. Yeah, it just puts you in a box, but knowing like I'm kind of like a wild animal. Like you got to let me out. You got to let me out. You got to let me play, and you're gonna get good results.
There you go. There you go. Uh yes. Stepping into the UpShot League. We're gonna circle back around there again.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
did that opportunity mean for you, just being able to attend the showcase?
Honestly, it meant the world to me just to be able to go there and be a pioneer. The commissioner Donna was talking about how no matter if you make a team or if you come back as a fan, like she told everybody, like you're gonna be part of the upshot beginning. And I thought that was really
Yes.
cool, and I think I can see myself if I get the opportunity being a huge pioneer, and an athlete that can really do great things for that league, but also you know, bring in the fan base. That's one thing about my game is
Definitely.
like I'm very exciting and energetic. And every college that I played at, every place that I've been to, where people are watching, they always say like, "Dang, Brand, like you're fun to watch." And I think that's something that just
I
comes
can agree.
naturally. You can't force it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Look, we got right, hey, right there. No, I was kidding, but
No,
thank you.
seriously, I can agree. I can really
Yeah.
agree.
So I think, but I mean, that's just the vision, and the dreams that I have playing pro basketball. But either way, the opportunity just to go there and be around other players that want to play pro, the energy
Oh
overall
yeah.
was just so amazing. Like I felt so good out there. Like I felt great. I felt hyped up. Like when you're around other people on the same career path as you, it's like
For
no better
sure.
feeling in the world.
For sure. It was so like it was quiet when I first got there when I was setting up just because you guys were warming up, but as soon as you
Yeah.
guys like got into drills and stuff, it got so
Yeah.
loud in there like it was a game. Like everyone was
Yeah.
talking and I love that. Like there was so much
Yeah.
encouragement. There was
Yeah.
just so like everybody, it was like you guys were a team already, honestly.
Yeah.
There was
It
so
did feel like
much.
yeah.
Yeah. And I was just
Yeah.
like, wow. So I can be a testament to what Upshot is trying to build with
Yeah.
their league. Just
Yeah.
trying to really bring in the best of the best and really just have a league where everyone is just so open and motivating and just overall just good people. And I think everybody who was in that building that day were all good people. They were good athletes. Everyone was
Yep.
hungry and wanted this opportunity. So whoever gets the callbacks, whoever makes the team, I think it's a purpose And
Hmm.
I'm so excited for May to come because I know that's when the league starts.
Yeah, I
And I'm
know.
excited to
Same.
see you play.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so
of,
much.
of course. Looking ahead, what are your goals and your vision for your future in basketball?
Obviously, I want to play pro. I want to be someone that's exciting and bring, the fun to the game and get people, hyped up. And I love that. Like, I love hitting a three and getting excited, getting the crowd hype,
Yes.
throwing up the free sign, doing a big, gesture, things like that. I can see that, but my vision really is to help others. And honestly, I mean, I really just want to help young athletes
For
who,
sure.
have had a harder, route getting to where they need to go, or like have been a late bloomer, or things like
Yeah.
that, and show them too, like what God has done and what He does for me every single day. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is just letting my light shine, and
There you
hopefully
go.
someone catches that and sees that and is like, wow, like there is something cool about this girl, like, what is it? And I could share the Lord with them. Like, I think that'd be really cool.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah. Mhm.
Have you ever thought about and I know like playing pro is like main thing on your mind, but I can also almost see you being like a personal trainer, almost like
Mhm.
for basketball.
Uh,
Like I can just see you being so, I don't want to say easy, but
yep.
being someone that is easily drawn to when somebody's like trying to learn basketball or get better at their game. I can see you being someone's
Yeah.
trainer. Like I almost want to say like, "Dang, you want to train me? Can I come to the gym with you? Like, can I get some reps up with
Come
you?"
on.
Like
Go. Come on.
like
Let's get
that's
it.
that's the kind of
Yeah.
energy that I get from you. So,
Thank you. That's so funny you say that. Tomorrow, I was helping coach the John Wood Community College team, which is here in Quincy, Illinois.
okay.
And a couple of the girls are out of season, but they hit me up a couple days ago on Instagram. They're like, "Bryn, like we want to get some drills in. Like, can you show us some stuff? Can you, work with
See?
us?" And I'm like, "Say less. Like, I don't even care. Like, you don't pay me any money. Like, we're gonna get some work
Yeah.
in. I'm gonna show you some new stuff. Like, I love that. I love helping other people, and with the weight room too, like I met a few people in the gym that they are always talking to me about my workouts
Yeah.
and things like that. How do you do this? Or like I met my boyfriend, and the first thing he asked me was like, "How are you doing that? Like those are Bulgarian jump squats. Like how are you doing that?" Like that was like
Oh
the first
my
thing he said to me,
gosh.
and then like I taught him, and how to do certain things and train more
Yeah.
like an athlete. So it was pretty cool, but yeah, I appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
definitely a route. So, like I have, like I said, a couple ideas. I always want to do basketball. I always want to train
Oh yeah.
people, maybe coach someday. But if that's not it, then also the weight room or training, lifting,
Yeah.
and because I put on a lot of muscle and a lot of good strength just these past few years, staying
Yeah.
in the weight room and working out and hitting some PRs. I was just
There we
hip
go.
thrusting 315 the other day, like getting at it. I'm like, wow, I
What?
didn't know. Yeah, 315, baby.
Oh
I was
my
getting it. Yes.
gosh.
It was tough.
Powerhouse right there.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty tough. But yeah, you gotta be strong and in condition. I think
For
one
sure.
thing that a lot of young ladies are, not prioritizing is the weight room because they don't want to get too bulky. They want to gain a lot of
Yeah.
muscle. It took me a long time to gain muscle, and you also have to be eating a crap ton of protein, like stuffing yourself with tons of chicken breast,
Yeah.
and so it's harder than what people think. But I think that it would prevent a lot more injuries if a lot of the ladies were like really taking weightlifting serious and trying to
For
gain
sure.
muscle mass. There's a difference between like just working out, and just hitting a little lift, getting a little 30-minute little
Right,
workout,
right.
and then having a plan, like a structure, like okay, I'm gonna work on, that I'm gonna try to deadlift, this much this week, and I'm gonna, do some progressive overloading and train for
Yeah.
strength. There's different, ways to train, and there's the right way, and then there's a way that you're possibly not going to get build that much muscle,
For
so
sure.
yeah.
Like people say there like there's levels to working out. Like
Yes, yes,
y- and I always hear people say that it's like you can't do the same thing like over and over again because your body will just get used to it. You have to
yeah.
continue to push yourself,
Mm-hmm.
do
Sure.
different things, do
Yep.
heavier weights, not like
Yep.
something crazy, but like
Yeah,
increase your
yeah.
weights every
Yes.
other time or something just
Yep.
to help build that stamina and muscle.
Mhm. Yep. That's facts.
All right, girl. We're heading into quarter four. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's get it. Quarter four,
All
baby.
right.
That clutch moment. Let's go.
All right. So, in this quarter, we're going to wrap up talking about faith, God, and purpose. You mentioned your faith and what God has done for you. How has your relationship with God impacted your basketball journey?
Hmm. My relationship with God has impacted my journey in so many ways. He really helped me stay anchored to Him when things are going wrong. I'm not just tossed around and worried, or because I've gotten a lot of no's, a lot of closed doors. I mean,
For
I
sure.
spent probably hours on my couch in my living room just sending 500 emails out like this
Yeah.
whole summer. Like I kid you not, that many to coaches, GMs, agents, all kinds of people, and I've got a lot of no's. Like there's a lot of closed
For
doors,
sure.
but you have to just stay focused on God's plan instead of your plan because His plan is always greater than our plan. I'll tell you
There
that
you
much.
go. There you go.
Sometimes like, I even pray to God. I'm like, God, like if basketball isn't it, like open the door for something. Like
There you
just give me
go.
something that you want me to do to help lead others to Him. So it's pretty awesome that He's
Yes.
always been there for me.
I love that. And I think it's important because I think, and I'm not going to speak for all athletes, but I know like when I was going through hard times or when I was going through difficult moments as my time being an athlete, I did find myself like praying, or
Mhm.
listening to worship music, or just getting in a
Mhm.
place where I can feel connected to God, or just really
Yeah.
feel like He can hear me for what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say, rather than get revved up, get involved in conversations that don't need to be had, but really trying to set myself aside and really try to
Yeah.
hear from him, because it is important. And it's
Yeah.
important to have that foundation of Christ in your life,
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
do
yeah.
believe that I'm nothing without him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I don't have the ability to be creative and make the things that I do, and
Yes.
if it wasn't for him. So I do really appreciate your level of commitment to God and how you put
Mhm.
him above everything in your life, because you know
Thank you.
too, a lot of all of that comes from him.
It
So
does.
just
Oh, yeah.
keeping that
The fact that
foundation
we're
is super
talking right
strong.
now. Yeah,
Yes,
like the
see,
fact that we connected
exactly.
us. I'm so excited that we connected, and it like I said, it is one of those open doors, and this is maybe an opportunity. Someone will see this podcast and be like, okay, like I like this girl, like she works out hard, she does this, she's
For
got energy,
sure.
and you never know.
Yeah,
It just takes one little thing, and
that's it.
I mean, I'm praying for you too as well for success,
Thank
and
you.
and that this podcast goes viral and blows up because you do an amazing job.
For sure.
So
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate that
of course.
so much.
Yeah.
Um, so how do you stay grounded spiritually while chasing such a competitive dream?
Honestly, staying in the Word. I get up every morning. I read something called the 365-day Bible, and you can
Okay.
get them off of Amazon. They're pretty cheap, but it's every single day. It'll give you like a Psalms, a Proverbs, and like a part of the Bible, and it's like you
Okay.
can read the whole thing all the way through, but it's like day by day, so it's a little bit like not really trimmed down, but it's a little bit more like structured.
For sure. For
So
sure.
I'll read that every morning. And honestly, that just helps me stay grounded because when you first, when you put your mind on Christ in the morning, and it's like the first thing on your mind, like it sets the tone for the rest of the day, sets the tone for the
Absolutely.
week, the rest of the month, the years. Like he, honestly, when he comes first, everything else just falls in line. And I've just seen that in my life, and I'm so grateful that I have him to help me with that.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to get to quarter four, just because I feel like this is such a um important conversation, but it also resonates with me a lot because of my faith,
Awesome.
and my
Good.
foundation in Christ.
Yeah,
So I love,
that's
love,
great.
love this topic so much. Um, what does it mean to you to give glory to God through the game that you play?
I believe that's my purpose, and I saw this, that you were gonna ask me the question, and I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, like I really believe solely that God wants me in basketball so that I can give glory to Him and help young people, and help other athletes find Him, because he's the way, like Jesus
For
is the
sure.
way, and I mean, He's just brought me through so much that I can't even explain. It'd be too long. We'd be on here for another 3 hours. But I'm very blessed to play basketball, and so I have to give glory to God in everything that I do.
Absolutely. 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 And then the last question I have for quarter four is, what message would you share with others about trusting God while pursuing their purpose?
I would say if there's a closed door or if there's something that's, not working out, continue to trust him. And I said this a little bit earlier, but continue to trust that God has a better plan for your life. He's never going to give you something that's not going to be right for you. Some people see a no as, oh, it's over with. Like, this isn't it. Like, oh, everything's going bad now. No, like, sometimes a no is him saving you from something worse to
Oh
happen,
my gosh,
so
that's a
yeah,
word right
yeah,
there.
yeah, for real. So I would say trust him if things go wrong, just stay focused on him. Yeah.
For sure. That was, I'm so glad you said that, because even outside of basketball, that was like kind of for me a little bit, especially
Yeah.
with when
Aw.
things don't work out, just because late October, I quit my job just because the environment was just so toxic, and I was
Mm,
capped out. I really wasn't, I couldn't make any more money, so I was trying to find an avenue um
yeah.
to really find my purpose. So I spent a lot of time in prayer. I spent a lot of time in my Bible. I spent a lot of time really trying to figure out what God's purpose is for me. And
Wow.
even since then, like he has kept me. My bills are still paid. I don't have an income coming in, but he's providing for me every
Amen.
single day.
Yes, he
So I
does.
know that
Right.
I'm doing something right. I know I'm
Yeah.
walking in my purpose. I don't know what that purpose is just yet. I've
Yep.
had a few ideas. I've sent emails out, and I've gotten more no's than yeses. I don't think I've got one yes yet, but I'm not
Mm.
gonna let that dictate my faith. I'm
Yep.
gonna still
Just gotta
know
keep
that
going.
God has a purpose for me,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna
He
keep
does.
moving forward. So everything
Right.
that you just said resonates
Mhm.
with athletes and just to the regular person in life who
Yeah.
is struggling to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. Like, don't give up.
Yeah.
There's a
Yep.
purpose. God has a call over your life.
Yep.
Keep going. Don't give up.
Keep
So
going.
thank you for
That's
saying
right.
that.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you so
course. I
much.
got you. Yeah, and that's very cool. I'll be praying for you too.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
you have the personality, everything, like you great communication, the messages you sent me, I'm like, yeah, like I cannot wait to get on this podcast. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes. And then even after the podcast, like, you're a person that I would love to even like continue to chat with, just because you
Yeah.
have your aura, your vibe. Just even if we could pray together. I mean, I'm always looking
Good.
to exercise my faith.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm
I
down.
found
Let's
a
do it.
friend in you.
Yeah, I have there's actually a Bible study that I do. Shout out Lily, Willisha, Lauren, all the girls I do Bible study with. They're professional basketball players. They actually did play pro. They all played pro in Portugal,
Oh
and
wow.
we met when I did the Portugal showcase down there. And we get together every Thursday. I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie, I've been slacking a little bit. I need to hop back on it. But we've been doing some Bible studies where we get on and we read some of the Bibles together, and then we talk about it. We talk about questions we have, or we talk about, okay,
Yeah,
what does this mean in the Bible, or like and it's good, as younger people to have these conversations and be able to talk, about it. And
for sure.
actually, like I said too, also we're all trying to keep playing basketball, so we can also talk about our faith and then also talk about basketball, and it's
Absolutely.
amazing. It's really cool.
I love that so much. Love it, love it, love it. But before we wrap up, I do have one last closing question for you.
Okay.
If you could sum up your journey, your faith, your passion, and all that for the game into one message for the next generation, what would you want them to take away?
Well, I would tell them, don't ever let anyone dim your light. And I would tell them to always continue to be yourself. And, don't ever let anybody change who you are. Continue to be yourself and shine. Don't let people shoot you down or tell you, oh, you're just
Yes,
dreaming, or you get your head out of the clouds. No, keep dreaming, keep believing, because with God, everything is possible. And I would also tell the next generation too that they probably should, well, not probably, they should try to find maybe if they're going to college, like a Bible study, a group,
For
or
sure.
maybe try to find a local church and just get into the Word, and just see what God can do for you. Just give Him a chance. And I think you'd be really surprised with how He'll just take your life and just elevate it immediately. So, but
Man.
yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But when you put God first, He just takes care of everything, like you say. He's gonna take care of the
Yes.
bills. He's gonna take care of your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, all of those things. He's gonna take care of you. So, but yeah,
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Bryn, for
yeah.
all the
Thank you.
time that you spent with me today in this wonderful, wonderful episode. I got so much from this episode. You have no idea. That was just,
Oh, that's
especially
awesome.
the quarter 4 was just so refreshing for me. So I thank you for
Of
joining
course.
me today and being such an amazing guest. But
Well,
before we
thank you.
leave today, will you let our listeners know where they can possibly follow you on social media
Yeah.
or where they can find clips or highlights and stuff of you?
All right, so I got my YouTube channel. It's Brin Hultz 33. You can subscribe to YouTube. I have my Instagram that I post a lot of my content on. It's Brinzl, BRINZLLL, and you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, just Brin Hultz, my regular name. But yeah, most importantly, subscribe because I'm really trying to build
Yes.
my YouTube channel up, and I'm going to be having some very fire content and some cool ideas coming to that soon. So thank you, Jalynn. I appreciate
Of
you. It was such a
course.
blessing to talk to you today and share with you and also connect with you. But yeah, if you ever want to pray or if you ever want to, hit a workout, if I'm
Yeah.
around.
All right, you guys, that is this week's episode of The Huddle, Women's Hoops Raw and Unfiltered, with our guest, Bryn, today. Again, we just thank you for joining us today and listening in. We hope that you enjoyed this episode today. Please make sure that you go subscribe to Bryn's YouTube channel. Please follow her on her social medias. She is an uprising star, and I don't even want to say uprising. She is a star. From the things that I've seen on the court, she's going to go super far. So please remember her name because it will be in lights. Until next time, guys, have a great day.